Howdy, I'm Derek, and for this episode of Lambda of the Week, we're looking at an Excel custom Lambda function called substitute array. If you're not familiar with what Lambda is, please check out the video that previews this entire series using a link in the comments below. To grab a copy of this workbook we're going to look at with this Lambda function and a few others, you can get that in the link in the comments below. You can also get a copy of the full Lambda library template that I use with 70 plus custom functions and examples of each of them, also linked in the comments below. So for this week, we're looking at one called substitute array. What this does is it takes data that you have and it applies a two-dimensional array of a find replace pairs, one or more of them, and it will replace it for you. So let's look at some examples just so that makes sense. We've got old school over here. We've got new school here. Okay, so it looks for old, replaces with new. Okay, if it's got new school, doesn't replace anything. Red fish, okay, it takes red and uses blue, so there's blue fish. Doesn't do anything with blue. Big lake goes to big river because lakes go to river. And if it's small lake, notice we have small and lake, both of those are replaced. So it can use multiple find replace sets within that same group. And because this is a spilling array as output, okay, so the first thing we're going to do is give it the array. It could be one cell or it could be multiple. And then the second argument here is the substitution table that you'd have. Normally that would be a lookup table, maybe on another sheet. Okay, and it will apply that to all of these. So it's doing that find replace for multiple pairs, and it's also spilling for multiple values so that if you have a whole column full of stuff, it's going to fix it for you for what you're looking for. That is it for this episode of Lambda of the Week. Remember to grab your free copy of this workbook, or even better, grab a copy of that full Lambda library template with all those custom functions, many of which we'll look at this year in 2026. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, tell us what you liked in the comments, share it with a friend or colleague you think would benefit from it, and of course, please click subscribe so you don't miss out on other great Excel tools, tips, and tricks, including this Lambda of the Week series. Thanks for watching, and have an excellent rest of your day.